This guy here, Dee Snider, the one and only lead singer of the band Twisted Sister. Move over, Plan 9 from Outer Space, and Manos, Hands of Fate. There's a new worst movie ever.
This is Flip Flops. Welcome back to Flick Flops, the podcast where we review critically bad films so you don't have to watch them, that is. This week, we take on the old lady fantasy film 80 for Brady, a comedy that stretches that term and gives female fans of the bucket list a movie of their own. Starring an all-star cast of Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field, and Andy Parker. This, inspired by true events tale, centers on four lifelong friends and unlikely Tom Brady fans on a mission to see him play live in Super Bowl 51. But did this quirky comedy kick the extra point, or were the laces out and the ball sailed wide? Join us as Andy and I explored the wide world of sports with 80 for Brady. And Andy, I blame you, sir. In the immortal words of Dee Snider, ladies, return your Oscars and fall on your swords.
Oh, wow. This was something. Shall we start with how we got to where we are, Gary?
How did we get here, Andy?
Hang on. I
think it started with a text.
Let me do something here.
A text with a link. Oh, whoa, dude. That's some nice air. Okay.
So, I had read a story where this guy here, Dee Snider, the one and only lead singer of the band Twisted Sister, and Gary paraphrased the quote, Dee Snider put out on social media on April 24th.
Yeah, I let you have the headline.
Move over, Plan 9 from Outer Space, and Manos, Hands of Fate. There's a new worst movie ever. Its name is 80 for Brady. It's god-awful. Ladies, return your Oscars and fall on your swords. Now start walking. Shame, 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 shame.
The walk of shame.
That's how we got to this. I mentioned something to Gary. I was like, dude, Dee Snider says this is the worst movie ever. Like, we gotta watch it, right? That's our wheelhouse. A, Dee Snider. I mean, we grew up, we're hairband guys. Two,
wouldn't know it. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day. Two, we just got a hankering for crappy movies. So I said to Gary, you want to do it? And he's like, sure.
Actually, I don't think I said sure. I said, God, you're really going to make me watch that movie. I don't know, something like
yeah.
I was like, I'm in, but I'm not looking forward to it. I didn't actually want to watch it.
Yeah, so I'll put my hair back in place here.
Yeah, that looks good.
And if we can, I'll open this with a quote from a friend of ours, Gary. I'll open this thing with
up on the mic. Then
our friend, our mutual friend, Bob Horton, sometimes known as the Beard, guitar player extraordinaire out of Cincinnati, Ohio, said, "This is his quote." Jane Fonda's atrocities in Vietnam were less offensive than this movie. Quote, Bob Horton. I
can't disagree.
So I told him, I was just talking to him before I came down here to record. And he's like, what movie are you guys working on? I was like, 80 for Brady. He fired that quote at me, and I was like, I will use that, and I will give you absolute credit because I didn't come up with that. But that is, I think that's a funny line. So there we go.
Pretty good.
Gary, do you have you want to do more of a breakdown of what the movie is, why we're here, what's it about? I mean, I have this picture I'll bring up.
You got the actual 80 for Brady group, the over 80 for Brady. There. Yeah, actually 5.
Not me.
I lost track of you, Andy.
Yeah, I know. I blend right in with these old ladies. Look, fascinating story. These no, they did not.
This is inspired by true events. There's very little of it that's true, just like Cocaine Bear.
It's as realistic as Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
These ladies did get together and watch Tom Brady play football in Super Bowls and whatnot, and they were over 80. And interesting story. Tom Brady actually contacted them about it and wanted to make the movie. Oddly enough, Tom Brady is a producer of a movie called 80 for Brady. Narcissist much?
Yeah. So if these ladies like me, let's make a movie about it.
Hey, here's an idea. I'll put some money up for it. So that's the gist of it. The story's nothing outstanding. They just would get together and watch the games. They didn't go to the Super Bowl. They didn't have any of the adventures.
Right.
So again, it should be, as I said earlier, bigly over top, loosely based
Right.
on a true
Right.
story.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I will revert my photo back to this. Gary, you want to do?
Well, so
I'm gonna
when
leave
you
Dee
first
Snyder up,
mentioned
just to
it,
be honest with you.
there
I
you
kind
go.
of like this picture.
When you first mentioned it, I wasn't sure if it was actually considered if it was critically bad or not.
I have numbers
So
if you're interested.
you mean you have
Hey,
you said the key phrase.
I do.
The password is
Well,
numbers.
Rotten Tomatoes wise, this movie is at a 59 with the critics and an 89 with the audience. It's a swing there. It's technically rotten based on the critics' response and fairly high rated with the audience.
Yeah.
Budget wise, this was a $28 million production. It gross to date is right around 39.9, so almost $40 million. So I mean, I guess they technically made their money back, but I know there's always some kind of fuzzy math and how that works. I know worldwide it only made $611,000. So I bet a lot of this money was made in Boston. You know, everybody's wicked smart,
Right, right.
or Tampa. I mean, wherever you want to put Brady at this stage of the game. So uh, yeah, that's all I got numbers wise. Do you want to get into
Right.
the notes? Do you
Well,
have
one
anything?
one of the things I'll mention is you mentioned the audience score being relatively high. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost 90. I think that is look, I don't I to start off with, I don't want to be too mean about this movie.
Okay.
Although I might be a little mean, but I don't want to be too
I don't
mean.
know if you'd be meaner than Bobby's quote. So
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Funny, hilarious, but I think this movie has an audience, and I was not part of that audience.
dude,
Um,
it's like you're
I
reading my
I
notes.
I feel like sure if the audience score is based on the intended audience, I bet it did score pretty high. But I believe the audience is probably older ladies and
Who like Tom
probably
Brady?
who probably like football. Because I don't know if I don't even know if maybe I don't know. Um, but yeah, I have to be careful with this one because I know my aunt and my mother went to see this film, and I am not sure their thoughts on it. I
In
almost
the
thought, man, we should have a guest spot
Wait a minute. In the theater.
in the theater. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
I need to come to one
I
of your
never did.
family get-togethers and have a talk with your
Well,
mom. And I'm
we
assuming
just
it's
had
Linda,
one.
right?
Yes, and we just had a get together recently for Cassie's graduation, and I could have asked.
Oh,
I
you should
failed
have had your
to.
phone out and recorded a quick
I
little
should have.
blurb.
I should have. And maybe in post on this video at the
Do it.
end,
Do
maybe
it.
there'll be a short clip of my
Please.
mother's rating.
Please do it. Oh my god, that'd be the greatest.
So again, I'm trying to be careful because I know this. Like, I could picture that if my grandmother was here, she would be like, "I want to go see that movie in the theater." I
Sure.
just picture her going to see it.
Absolutely.
This movie was not it's not for me at all. And that not only and I'm a football fan, but I am
Uh,
uh nothing appealed
you
to
mean
me.
a slurring Lily Tomlin didn't keep you in the movie? An
Uh
aged Sally Field and a fake plastic-looking Jane Fonda didn't keep you?
I'm surprised she could emote anything at all in that movie, really. But anyway, again, I don't want to be too horrible. Um
Well, can
I
I
do have
ask,
I've
did
got highlights, lowlights, I've got a mention on acting, so we can get into that stuff. But right off the bat, for just my very first note is I'm just gonna say that men suck at everything, in this film. Every man is emasculated in this
Oh,
movie
yeah, sure.
except for Tom Brady.
And he's kind
And
of
and
emasculated as a human.
and maybe Edelson or one of the
Yeah,
other ones.
yeah.
One of the
Even well, I won't
Gronk.
say anything, but who would you say?
Gronk.
Yeah, so I
What
was gonna say
what I
Gronk, he makes it
Yeah.
a
There's no spoilers in this movie.
I don't even care.
I think going in, you know what you're gonna get, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Anyway, what do you got?
Well, I don't have a lot of notes because I just was kind of watching this movie with my uh, not I don't also want to say my jaw was open, but it was kind of just like I almost felt like this movie was and I'm not saying that it's as bad as Love Guru, but it's like my first note, well my only real note was this film was not made for me. This is
Yeah,
I'm not the demo because I'm not a older lady, at least not that I'm aware of, and I'm not that big of a Brady fan to want to see this movie.
right.
So, I kinda was like I didn't go into it with a shitty attitude. I was like, "I'm just gonna watch the movie and see what happens."
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that was my only real note. I'm not a big Brady fan. Um, and a highlight is I like Guy Fieri, so it was cool to see him. That's about it.
So, which whole in case anybody does want to see it, I'll just say spoiler alert.
Yeah.
um,
Whoopsie.
his face makes a lot of interesting
It
appearances in it.
I have no, no, the Guy Fieri scene was funny to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I laughed.
There
I was
were
like,
there
"That's
were
funny."
a few things that I did chuckle at, that being one of them.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So okay, so I got men suck.
I'll let you
For
run. I
acting,
don't have a lot of notes. Go for it.
okay, I don't have a ton. I've got acting. Tom Brady did his best. Not terrible, but pretty much what you would
Oh,
expect.
wait, it's not his best acting.
No.
Oh, no, his best
Oh,
acting is on the football field anytime a
okay.
ref comes near him,
Okay.
and he's
Okay.
like, "What the hell? Did you see that? The guy looked at me funny, ref." "Okay, automatic first down for the Patriots. Super Bowl win
Quote
for the Patriots."
quote Andy Parker.
Quoting. I will say this, it's based on the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl, which
Right.
I will say that was an amazing comeback, and I will give
Yeah.
Brady and his team all the credit in the world for that, and, uh, I mean, I
Are
literally
you sure it wasn't like the coaching staff? Are you sure it wasn't like an old lady came
it
in
he
and
could
made
have had some
everybody
inspiration. I
we need a
won't
cover two here. Oh, that's what I need. Oh, you're right.
"Why are we in cover 1?"
What happened here?
"Oh, thank you. Thank you, old lady. Thanks for telling me how to play the game of football. I've spent my life
One of the
studying."
things so okay, here's my next notes. Here's um uh, uh barring Tom Brady, Lily Tomlin is a better quarterback than anyone.
Okay.
I you know what scene
Well,
I'm talking about.
yeah, I mean, if not throwing a spiral, it could
Tossing
count.
it into
Toss it in like an underhand
yeah.
basketball.
You know what was interesting about that scene is they're okay. So to set this up, they're at the they're at the Super Bowl and there's all this pregame stuff going on. So they got these little games and all different kind of stuff, events going on the day before, I guess. And Lily Tomlin goes into this quarterback contest,
Yeah.
and it's basically a face-off between two people throwing at targets. What I was confused at is there are football targets of guys standing there waiting for the ball, and then next to them a basket, and the
Yeah.
points are scored by the basket, not by hitting the person that's looking.
And the
So
baskets,
and, and so you've got this guy that the very first person that gets this challenge going with her or whatever, and she's just underhand, granny throwing these these shots into the basket while the other guy's like, trying to throw spirals and hitting
right.
the quarterback or the receiver cardboard cutouts and not getting any points for it.
Yeah.
Totally nonsense
That's
part. But
exactly
then
how it would happen in real life.
but then it goes on to that she's basically beating everybody that comes up there. So
Sure.
not any person at all figured out how she was winning. Anyway, dumb. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, I
just
mean,
dumb.
no one ever just said, "Oh, I'll just do the same thing then."
The next note I have is Jane Fonda is more attractive than any younger woman. Um,
Sure, she's smoking hot.
the rich man
Yeah,
is
that
after Jane
that's who he
Fonda,
wants.
which I found interesting. Sally Field is immune to hot sauce and can out eat any wing eating competitor.
Yes. Gary, I mean, come on.
I'm trying to picture the screenwriters sitting in a room coming up with this. Now, what are we
Listen,
gonna do for each? You know what we need to do is have Rita Moreno be the better gambler than anybody.
Yeah, then anybody that looks like Guy Fieri, or yeah,
So that right there, that ends my notes for this movie. The rest of it, I was just gonna
wing
wing
it.
it. No pun intended with
Yeah,
the Sally Field competition.
yeah. Look, I don't have much more to say. Look, we can do our ratings. I can give a quick little honest blurb about how I felt about the movie at the end. I made it through. I didn't tap out.
Yeah, I thought I would, and I did not. I
I
watched it with Tara too, by the way.
did she like it?
She landed, I'm pretty sure, about where I'm
I was
at.
like, uh,
She may have liked it a little bit more than I
I was
did,
like, did she
but
stay interested or she start playing a game on her phone when I come out?
she stayed for the whole thing. But I mean, she scoffed a few times herself. So
Well,
you know,
just so you know, Teresa wasn't even in the room when I was watching the movie.
yeah,
I think she went and took a nap.
she was probably smarter
I told
for
her, "I'm gonna
doing
start
that.
watching this movie right now." She's like, "All right," and she walked out. I was like,
Wait, now, right? This okay?
"I didn't mean this exact second."
How long is it? Because that's how long my nap's gonna
Yeah,
be.
she she came back in time, and I was watching on with headphones, so she was watching something else. But anyway, she was watching I don't know some reality show on Bravo. It was more exciting to her.
Hmm.
So anyway, I'm ready to do I can do my rating if you want. We can get this
Are
thing
you
going and
talking about ratings?
find all mine.
Are all yours in there now?
They
I
look like they are.
Okay, good, because I went through and double checked, and for some reason, I was seeing them last time, and you were missing
Right.
some. I was still seeing them, but when I got in today, I noticed that there was the missing ones, so I fixed it, I think, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, they look like they're all there. So, I'm ready.
Go for it, man, you go
All right.
first.
I will do this is where I'm at with this movie. Um,
Interesting.
and I say that with hang on a second. Oh, fade out son. I
Yeah,
was
it'll
trying to
take
like, turn it off, but so look, I initially headed it a little lower. I was going to go with like 2 only because look, the movie wasn't horrible. I wasn't mad watching it. But this is such a specific demographic. I mean, if you're not this is made for, an older generation. I mean, look, it was a feel-good movie about, friends getting together and doing a trip. I get that.
Yeah, yeah,
But, like I said with Cocaine Bear, I mean, it just didn't need to be made. I don't know who was clamoring for this movie.
yeah.
And the box office, I think, reflects that, and, you know, I I mean, that's it. I'm not gonna wax poetic about how this movie
If we could
moved
poll the
me.
audience for the audience score, we may find out that it was the target audience they were.
That, and I think a lot of people looked at it the same way, like, it's a feel-good movie. It's not
Yeah,
you can't just you can't criticize the acting. The women acting, I should say.
right.
Um,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
they're
quite a
they're
cast of
all
actors
pros.
right there, and they're good, and they did a
Mhm.
good job. The story was okay, it was cute. So, would I tell people never to watch it? No, I mean, if you're in the mood, like, if my dad wanted to watch it, he's 80. Yeah.
Is he
He
for Brady?
he wouldn't watch it because of the aforementioned, atrocities of Vietnam against Jane Fonda,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, they're 3 poops. It's some people will enjoy it, most people should not.
So I landed close to you, but a little bit different. So
Go a
I'm
little
gonna
further.
just go ahead
Oh,
and
you
give you
went
a little
for
bit
it.
of that. I agree with you that it wasn't horrible. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I
agree
mean,
with
for me, it
listen,
was not great.
it's not the
For me, it
worst
was
movie ever
not great.
made,
No, I disagree with that.
but
However, it is a very target audience, and so for me, I just wasn't the audience for this movie, so I didn't care for it.
I think
You know,
the
and I'm
bigger
not surprised by
question
that.
the bigger question I would have is, why was he watching it?
Yeah, he isn't doing a podcast, is he? Of
Well, it's like,
reviews?
I wanna be there when the conversation and him and his wife are sitting around the house, and she says, "Hey, honey. Hey, D. Snyder, super opinionated rock star of a metal band, Twisted Sister. I think I got something in your wheelhouse. I
Yeah, I
think
did a
you'll like
fact
this."
check. 68 years old, so he's not even
No.
He's not even the demo.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I mean, he's got the hair for the demo, but
yeah. So
and
that
the
I said,
makeup.
I'm more curious of why D. Snyder was watching this
Cracked myself
movie.
up. Yeah, yeah, me
So
too.
yeah, again, this wasn't for him, So why I wouldn't think he would like it. So anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's it. I we need to get some films that are going to irritate us. This one did not irritate me. I was like, man, all right. I mean, I could I've done something better with my hour and 39 minutes. Absolutely,
yeah,
I absolutely could have done something better with my
yeah,
time.
yeah. I told Tara, I'm like, I'm checking in, punching the time
Yeah,
card for
this is
this one, and I told her this, this could be the first one I tap out on. Just so you know, we might be watching a second movie
yeah,
at some point. But I never got that moment of like I was kind of like I came this far, I'm going to see it through.
yeah,
It's not making me that. I mean, I was irritated by a lot of the silly stuff,
yeah. I
the
mean, it's
just way over the top, unbelievable
nonsense.
stuff. But overall, I kept in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, my mom went and saw it, my aunt went and saw it. I don't know if they liked it. I never heard a
There's got to be
reaction,
something like they wouldn't. Well, they wouldn't
but
sit through it.
they went to see it. So if they went to see it, there was an audience for it. So it's hard for me to.
Ask the questions of get their if their opinions, what they thought of it, give it a ranking if they could, and I'm curious how many people were in the theater with them.
Okay.
I'm guessing it was just them.
I will tell you this, I do recall it being during the week, and I believe it was, like,
Well,
probably in the middle of the day.
oh yeah,
So, they might have been,
they might have been the only
you know
ones.
you know, the only 2 there,
I
so
actually, side note there, I actually went to a movie one time where I was the only person there,
yeah.
and like they literally forgot to turn the movie on. Like I was just sitting there, and I had to go out to the lobby. I'm like, "Can someone start the movie?" They're like, "Oh, yo, we're bad." I was like, "I've been sitting there." Like they
Do
won't
you
even
remember
run the.
what do you remember what movie it was?
I'm trying to remember. I'll try to think of it. And I'll come back. But I mean, they literally weren't even running the previews. It was the commercials,
Yeah.
that they put in front of the on the screen. Like you can buy ad, like your company could buy ad time in front of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was just watching this endless loop of the same like 10 commercials, and I was like, man, the movie is supposed to start. And I kept looking up, and I'm like, there's a movement up there.
My speaking of that, my friend Greg and I once were like, I wonder how much it cost for an ad, because we want to put something up that was so ridiculous,
Yeah,
that made no sense, and have a phone number on there so that we'd find out if anybody would actually call it to see what it was about.
we should do
I'm not
that.
going to go into the specifics, only to say that we thought it was hilarious and we giggled about it way too much.
Well, shit, Gary. Based on that, you could write a screenplay. And
Right.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
I'll refer back to I feel confident I could write a better screenplay. Maybe I need to put my money where my mouth is,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Well, I
I mean, I applaud. Look, somebody got this made. Somebody got paid to make this movie. I mean, good on you. I
well,
don't understand.
Brady must have put his money behind it some, right?
Well, I mean,
So,
again, if someone's making a movie about Handy for Andy,
wait a
wait a
minute,
minute.
dude. We know that's
Oh wait,
that
speaking
is
of
definitely not PG-13.
speaking of handies, how about the ongoing strap on joke
I
that got a little awkward at times?
Yeah,
I
that
did
was
get a kick
hilarious.
out of that. I did
I think
laugh at
that
that.
was the other thing I laughed at.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Um,
Little wordplay.
the real quick about the trailer thing, when we were talking about the trailers before the movie, you got all that
Yeah,
stuff going on. We went and saw a movie recently, and my daughter was going. One of my daughters was going with us, but she had to leave early because she had to go meet somebody. And I'm like, well, you'll probably get out in time to go see him because the movie starts at X amount, whatever time it was. And I was like, if it's an hour and a half long,
yeah.
you should be out of there on time. We were in the theater like 5-10 minutes before showtime, and they were running trailers. And the trailers, they just kept coming. I honestly, at some point, I thought it was a joke, like we were being pranked to see
Yeah.
how long we would sit there without getting irritated. I think whatever time the movie was supposed to start, it was a good that was us. It was a good 15 minutes after the supposed
It was
start
still just
time.
running stuff.
Still running trailers. It was like I at one point I laughed out loud at one point because I'm like, this got to be a joke, you know.
Like, they're watching us.
They've gotten pretty bad.
Yeah.
At least the Cinemark. I don't know if any other ones do it, but Cinemark was pretty bad.
God, I haven't been to a
Oh.
theater since the pandemic started. I haven't been to a theater.
Yeah.
Not because of that. I just haven't been to a theater. I need to. It's funny. I know we're way off topic. Maybe you'll edit this out. We wanted to
If you're
see.
hearing this, I did not edit it.
We wanted to see Top Gun Maverick in the theater because of everybody talked about.
That had to be a much better film in the theater.
Right, I
Even
did
though it's a
not.
good movie.
I saw it on a
Yeah.
TV screen, so
Yeah.
there you go. That was my attempt. I went up to the theater. Teresa and I were going up to see it, and it was not showing at the AMC theater by our house here. So I was like, "Huh, well, I guess that's not gonna happen."
Did you wait too long, or was it
Yeah,
just?
we waited too long.
Oh, okay.
And then they by the time they did the re-release, we had already seen it because I think it was available for a short window of time on one of the pay channels.
Paramount or something,
Yeah.
or one of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, for a week, it was available, we had a free week of Peacock or whatever it was, Paramount, so we
Yeah.
watched it, and I enjoyed that movie.
That movie probably won't make this list.
Will not be a flick flop that we talk about.
Unless we change the name or do a different one.
Movies we love.
I still don't know what we would call it, but anyway. Well, that's all I've got.
That's it.
I'd like to try to put a little tag on the end of this clip here. Maybe there'll be some short info from my aunt and my mother on their thoughts on 80 for Brady.
Oh, I hope. It'll make me listen to the end.
You can see if it's on there or not. It's a big surprise.
Yeah, stay to the end. Maybe you'll get a shout out to Gary's mom.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Flick Flops. Join us next time where we'll take on more critically bad films and watch them so you don't have to.